By the morning of April 19th, as the alarm bells rang out calling men to muster, we know that men of color were among those who answered the call. While they had initially been excluded from regular training, when the general alarm sounded, all able-bodied men were expected to join the ranks, and many men of color did just that. Current estimates now show that between 40 and 60 Patriots of color served during the fateful day, April 19, 1775. As the provincial militia grew in the months that followed, men of color became an integral part of its ranks. This made it not only America's first fighting force, but the most diverse military unit in the nation's history, maintaining that distinction until the mid-20th century. The motivations of these patriots of color were complex. For some, the revolution represented a chance to secure freedom, not just for themselves, but for future generations. Their reasons for joining were shaped by a mix of personal survival, the hope for freedom, loyalty to the ideals of liberty and equality, and in some cases, economic survival. Many fought in the Revolutionary War with the hope that it would create a better future for their families and descendants. Some had no choice. Their white enslavers sent them to war to claim enlistment bounties for themselves. However, many black men seized the opportunity to join in the exchange for the promise of freedom, while others escaped captivity altogether, viewing military service as a personal declaration of freedom, often marking this new chapter by changing their names. By the summer of 1775, George Washington had assumed command of the Continental Army. After initially dismissing soldiers of African descent, Washington faced strong protests from both white officers and black soldiers in New England. Eventually, he reversed his decision and reopened military service to men of color. By the end of 1776, black soldiers in New England had become an integral part of racially integrated regiments. Regardless of the reasons they enlisted, these patriots demonstrated extraordinary loyalty to the cause of independence, yet their contributions have rarely been given the recognition they deserve. In total, thousands of free and enslaved Black and Indigenous people served in the Continental Army by the war's end, in an essential but often overlooked chapter in the story of American independence.